Alright, so for 5 seasons, the Wayans Bros gave us comedy gold. Some wild moments, some heart, and 2 real brothers who just clicked on screen. But in the 90s, it was fighting for attention in a TV landscape full of heavy hitters, and it never quite got the shine that it deserved. Today, we're talking about how the Wayans Bros went from slept on in the 90s to a certified classic today. Sean and Marlon Wayans played exaggerated versions of themselves, Sean being the responsible one, running a newsstand.
Ever since I was a little kid, I always had a dream of being somebody. We got a lot of work to do. Look, we got to restock the shelves, we got inventory.
And Marlon being the wild card, getting into any kind of get-rich-quick scheme or chasing an acting career.
Everybody! What you mean there ain't no jobs?
And then there was Pops, played by the legendary John Witherspoon, who ran a diner and delivered some of the funniest one-liners in sitcom history.
This is my 13th cup this morning. I feel alive. Woo! Michael Jackson is the Puerto Rican. Somebody set triple up in here. Don't make me take off my belt. Help me, somebody, please. Help me, please. Help me, please. Help me, please. Help me.
And add in Anna Maria Horsford as Dee, the no-nonsense security guard, and you had a perfect comedic balance. And the show's setting was quite interesting too, even evolving over time throughout the show. In season 1 taking place in Harlem, giving it a true neighborhood vibe, then in season 2 shifting into the fictional Niedermeyer building at Rockefeller Center, with the newsstand and the diner sharing the same bustling lobby. It was a smart change that brought the whole cast into closer, funnier contact. With a cast this strong, sharp writing, real chemistry, and smart world building, it had everything a hit sitcom needed except one thing: the right stage to perform on. When the Wayans Bros premiered on January 11, 1995, it wasn't just a new sitcom, it was part of a brand new network launch, the WB, and it was still figuring out its audience, finding affiliates, and carving out its place in the TV world. If you were on NBC, ABC, CBS, or Fox, you basically had a national megaphone. Millions of households, huge marketing budgets, and ratings to match. The WB, not so much though. In its first years, it was pulling in just a fraction of those viewers. Even by 1999, the year the show ended, NBC was averaging over 15 million viewers a week, while the WB was lucky to hit 4.5. From day one, Sean and Marlon were playing in a smaller arena. You could be firing on all comedic cylinders, but if your network can't put you in front of enough people, you're basically the best kept secret on TV. And that's exactly what happened. The Wayans Bros wasn't a show people rejected, it was a show many never got a chance to even see. And without big network promo power, it was constantly overshadowed by juggernauts like Friends, Seinfeld, Home Improvement, The Fresh Prince, etc., etc. And the critics didn't help either. Many brushed it off as too silly or too broad, while other networks poured praise on shows that were safer, more advertiser friendly, and frankly, not as funny. So the Wayans Bros kept grinding, building a loyal audience in the margins, while the mainstream was looking somewhere else. Then in May 1999, it was over. 5 seasons, 101 episodes, and no series finale. Over the years, plenty of rumors have popped up that the WB canceled it to target a different demographic, or that it didn't fit the network's vision. But there's no solid evidence for any of those theories, but the one theory that is supported by actual evidence is declining ratings. By its final season, the numbers weren't what they once were, and on a young network like the WB, that was enough to pull the plug. But just because it ended didn't mean it disappeared. Right after Cancellation, it went right into syndication. WGN started airing it in cities that never had the WB.
Two brothers. You're gonna be like Johnson and Johnson. Two attitudes. Beavis and Butthead. 2 times the fun, 5 times a week. The Wayans Brothers. Weeknights.
Then came Ion in 2007, and later MTV2, VH1, and BET, keeping it alive deep into the 2010s and beyond. This is when people really started to realize how good of a show this was on a mass scale. The chemistry, the timing, the absurd setups, all of it was suddenly in front of way more eyes than the WB could have ever imagined. It's no accident that younger fans today put the Wayans Bros in the same breath as Martin or the Fresh Prince. And add to the case of its current popularity, just recently the complete series DVD set finally dropped in February of 2025, decades after the show ended. Not because it didn't deserve one sooner, but because it took this long for the show's reputation to match its quality. So yeah, the Wayans Bros was underrated, but not because it didn't connect with people. It's just because the platform it was on never gave it the push it deserved. It's proof that in TV, especially in the 90s, being great wasn't enough. You had to be in the right place at the right time with the right machine behind you. And if you weren't, you could have an all-time great show and still end up slept on. But thanks to reruns, streaming, and fans who never let it fade, it finally got its flowers. I guess it's better late than never.